What is happening, everybody? You are very, very, very welcome to an extra special episode of More Sales Every Single Day like Clockwork. My name is John Mullery. First of all, before we kick things off, let me know that you can see me okay. You can hear me coming through loud and clear. Sometimes we do have some issues with volume because of the crazy world that is live streaming. But so let me know where you're coming from, who you are, who you serve, and if you're excited to hear what we've got to cover tonight, because not only have we an epic training for you on the 4 golden marketing lessons that Todd has learned over the last 2 decades or so in the world of direct response marketing. I'm going to be sharing that with you, but we're also going to be sharing something else that is coming very, very soon. We've got a huge announcement coming, and hopefully, if everything goes as planned, we'll be able to share that a little bit later on, either on this live stream or for certain in our MFA Nation group, because it's something I'm really, really excited about. Todd's really excited about. The whole team's really excited about. It's going to help a lot of people. It's going to blow a lot of people away, and it's really just going to take off like wildfire. So we'll be talking about that a little bit later on. So let's see who we have here coming in the comments. We have Tomik Oberik from Bear River, Nova Scotia. We have my man David Karen from Vegas. We have Jason Bork here again. 4 more awesome lessons from Todd. Looking forward to it all today. Yes, David, you are right on time. We have Ryan Juarez, my buddy Ryan, who's ready to learn this secret that he heard about. Ryan, if you heard anything and if you let anything out of the bag, I will come and get you in your truck and I will hunt you down and I will make you mine. So yes, we have a lot to cover. And hello to Tamara from California. Everybody's so welcome. I mean, we've a lot to cover. And before we dive into the core training, what I want to quickly do is we have Patricia from Poland, very, very welcome. Chris from Toronto. We have lots of people coming in from lots of other places. Chris, I absolutely love Toronto, and I was supposed to be there last March as part of going to New York for St. Patrick's Day, but unfortunately didn't get to go because of this COVID craziness. So yes, there is a lot going on in the world right now. There is a lot going on in terms of, obviously, it's crazy election season, and we won't talk about the election. We won't talk about whose side of the fence you're on and what side of the fence you're on, and like that doesn't matter. Today, that doesn't matter. We're all talking about you, your business, helping you get more clients, helping you get more sales, helping you generate more customers every single day like clockwork, using strategies, using a system that just works. That just flat out works. I mean, at the end of the day, it just works like crazy. So to kick things off, I just want to kind of set the stage for what's coming. So these 4 golden marketing lessons, they're actually 4 out of a whopping 25 golden marketing lessons. So when we dive into the core training and you like what you hear and you like what you see in terms of the 4 golden marketing lessons, I will actually give you the opportunity to get all 25 golden marketing lessons as well as part of that, because it is it's my duty, it's my job to make sure I add value to you and I help you in any way, shape or form I can to help you grow your business, to help you scale your business, to help get your business out there to more people so you can have a bigger impact and make a bigger income. So with all that being said, tonight's topic is all about the 4 golden marketing lessons that Todd has learned over the last 2 decades or so in the world of direct response marketing. And I've chosen these 4 specific golden marketing lessons because they are so crucially important to any business at any stage, whether you're fledgling, whether you're flourishing, whether you're brand new or whether you're established, and whether you're looking to scale to 6 figures or looking to scale to 7 figures and beyond. These 4 lessons are critical, and they're actually more critical now than ever before because of everything that's going on, because of all the craziness that's going on. So as we're going through these 4 lessons, I want you to be taking notes. I want you to be noting down questions, because afterwards we're going to be covering some questions. And then after that, I'll be sharing how you can get all 25 lessons for free for just doing one simple thing. So with all that being said, and if we have time and if it's possible, I'll be checking in. We'll also be sharing details of how you can be one of the first to hear about a huge announcement coming very, 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 very shortly today that I'm super, super excited about. So with all that being said, let's kick things off. I freaking love that intro. I really do. It's so cool. But anyways, yeah, so my name is John Mullery. I'm the Director of Marketing for Todd Brown. And you are very, 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 very welcome to today's show, where we're going to be diving into the 4 golden marketing lessons that Todd has learned over the last 20 odd years in the world of direct response marketing, and how these lessons are even more relevant today than they ever were before. And I really wanted to kind of set the stage before we dive into these lessons, just by kind of like clearing the air on a couple of things, because a lot of times when it comes to, if someone's out there and maybe they're struggling with their funnel, or maybe they're struggling with their offers not converting, or they're struggling with paid traffic, struggling trying to get Facebook work, and Facebook has been crazy the last couple of weeks because of everything that's gone on with the election. I think they're even more stringent over the last couple of weeks than they have been in the last couple of months, because they're just kind of clamping down big time. So if you are struggling with your Facebook ads, or if you're struggling with your YouTube ads, or getting YouTube going, or Google ads, or just in general struggling to get website visitors to your funnel or to your offers, and struggling with your marketing in general, a lot of times we kind of default to the usual suspects that we default to. Oh, it's the medium I'm using. It's Facebook's fault, or it's YouTube's fault, or it's Google's fault, or it's my email deliverability's fault, or it's my funnel model I'm using. I'm using an evergreen webinar. Maybe I should be doing a live webinar, or I'm not doing so much like everybody else, or I don't have a video series funnel. I don't have a long form sales page. I don't have a VSL. We kind of default to either the medium that we're using, or the method we're using to deliver our message in terms of our funnel model and everything else from there. But oftentimes they're not what the big movers are. They're not what the big needle movers are. And like Todd talks about it, oftentimes he talks about, focus on things that scream versus things that whisper. Move the needle in terms of things that can have a massive impact, instead of just focusing on the things that move things here and there. Because at the end of the day, as we know, generally speaking, if we shift our funnel model but we don't shift anything else, our results will pretty much be the same, plus or minus 10% or so, because apart from the different mediums that people use to learn and consume and digest information, if everything all else being equal, our results are generally going to be the same. So as we're going through these 4 golden marketing lessons, keep that in the back of your mind, and know that these are overarching principles, overarching lessons that apply to every single business, no matter if you're a mom and pop, no matter if you're an online business, e-commerce expert, consultant, professional service provider, agency, info product creator, course creator, you have your own membership site, or you're just getting going with selling, your information and expertise online. These principles work regardless. So with all that being said, let's dive into the 4 golden marketing lessons that Todd has learned over the last 2 decades or so in the world of direct response marketing. And one thing I want to stress is these are 4 out of 25 whopping, unbelievable. Get your hands on these lessons if you can, that you will have the option to get your hands on. And I'll talk about that a little bit later on. For now, let's pass it over to Todd. He's going to share 4 of his biggest marketing lessons that I know will have a massive impact on you, your business, the people that you help, and everything else.
First golden marketing lesson is the difference between a promotion and a business, right? A promotion versus a real business. This was first my eyes were first open to this, to the idea of really having a real business rather than just a promotion. Many moons ago, when I was grabbing a cup of coffee with my buddy Rich Sheffrin. You've heard me mention Rich before. Rich is a brilliant marketer, brilliant entrepreneur. He was one of my early mentors, and became a great friend. And Rich shared with me when I was having some struggles many moons ago that he said to me that this is what he said to me, and this was insanely profound. He said, you do not have a business until you can afford to pay for the acquisition of new customers. Until you can go out and buy new customers and invest in the acquisition of new customers, you do not have a business. You have a promotion, right? And what he meant by that was that if you look at if your business is based on getting new customers from something like your search engine rankings, well, your business, your income, your sales are incredibly vulnerable. Vulnerable because if and when Google makes another algorithm update, your entire source of traffic, if you are reliant on search engine rankings, could disappear overnight. Right? Your volume of traffic could disappear overnight. The lifeblood of your front end, right, could disappear overnight, out of your control, beyond your control. The other thing is that if your business and the growth of your business is reliant on joint ventures or affiliates or launches, which are driven by affiliates and joint venture partners, your income, your sales, excuse me, are incredibly vulnerable. What I mean by that is that partners flake out. Affiliates go where the most amount of money is, right? And so there's, you'll have many partners that'll promise you the world in terms of what it is that they'll do and promote and how many emails they'll send out and what segment of their list, and then they won't come through, right? And so if you're dependent, reliant on launches, like, look, launches are great. Partners are great. Search engine rankings are great. But if your business is reliant, or your income, excuse me, is reliant on any one of those things or all of those things, your income is incredibly vulnerable, right? See, and if you've got a launch that when you see these some of these marketers or online entrepreneurs that are doing a launch once a year or twice a year or 3 times a year, and that's what they're doing, and they're constantly launching either the same program or product over and over and over, or they're launching something new most of the time over and over and over. It's because they don't really have a business. They don't have a consistent and reliable way of acquiring new customers from paid traffic. See, paid traffic, the reason why I talk so much about paid traffic, why I focus so much around paid traffic, is because paid traffic is the only really scalable source of front-end business growth for you. It's the only source of scalable acquisition for you. It's what's directly within your control. It's measurable, it's controllable. You can open the faucet, you can close the faucet, you can set your budget. You don't have to worry about, excuse me, you don't have to worry about algorithm changes, and there are more opportunities to buy traffic than you could ever learn how to use in a single lifetime. And so a single promotion that you that you market through partners, through search engine rankings, that's a promotion. That's not a business. And we could certainly talk more about that if you want later. Marketing lesson, or golden marketing lesson number 2, and you've heard me say this numerous times throughout the E5 Camp Masterclass. This was a monster shift for me, and this came from Mark Ford. And when I've shared the story before about how when I asked Mark what was responsible for the meteoric growth of Agora, how did they grow so big? A small direct response publishing company that became a behemoth. Right today, $1 billion a year in sales. And I thought Mark was going to say to me, it was our copy, it was our traffic budget, it was the size of our email list, right? But I said, that's not at all what Mark said. What Mark said was that we're really in the idea business, that at the root of everything we do as direct response marketers, at the root of everything that we do as a direct response driven company, an entrepreneurial driven company, is developing and disseminating compelling, original, interesting ideas, new, fresh ideas, ideas that give prospects this feeling of discovery, this feeling of aha, right? Like an aha moment, ideas that break through the clutter, that break through the noise, that grab attention, that make us stand out. Because at the root of everything that we do, whether it's a blog post, whether it's any kind of content marketing like the traditional sense, YouTube videos, blog posts, whether it's growing an Instagram following, if that's your, if that's part of your overall business growth strategy, which I hope it's not. Creating lead magnets, if you will, if that's something that's part of your right, titling your webinar. These are all based on ideas. There's an underlying idea underneath all of those. And what this really shifted for me was the amount of time, energy, and effort that I put into working on ideas, and how I push our team to constantly be looking for great ideas. And really, and this is interesting, and I want you to kind of write this down, make note of this, and I want you to ponder this later on, right? That really valuing the ideas above anything else. Right. And what I mean by ideas, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. I'm not talking about the latest and greatest idea for a product. Certainly, we're constantly thinking about, breakout products and innovative products and the next iteration of products. But in this context, really what I'm talking about is the ideas behind what it is that we're going to talk about to the market, how we're going to communicate to the market, what we're going to communicate about, the angle and position that we're going to take on topics, the hook that we're going to kind of use to enter into the conversation. I value that more than I do any other strategy or any other tactic. Today, I just understand, and my hope is that you will as well. I just understand the enormous value of great ideas, of big ideas, of powerful ideas. And so it's kind of amazing. Just as a side note, I mentioned I think I mentioned yesterday, or even on the second bonus training, that at the beginning of the week I was in Baltimore. I took David with me, and I went to spend the day in Baltimore at the Agora Financial headquarters, and I was there understanding their copywriting training, like their internal copy program, how they train their copywriters. Excuse me. And the thing that was amazing, and I brought David, right? I flew David in, I put David up at the same hotel that I was at, we went out to eat and blah, blah, blah. I took David because I wanted David to really, to be present, to learn some insane lessons. And so I repeatedly kind of made sure that David was aware, like when something really profound was said. And one of the biggest things that was talked about throughout this entire day, right, with a $200 million a year division of Agora, the division alone, $200 million a year, was that they in many cases look, and listen to me carefully, because this really could be, or should be in the future, this will be one of the new golden marketing lessons, is that they actually look for great ideas, big ideas, ideas that would make for great marketing campaigns, and then they figure out how they're going to take care of the fulfillment of the product. Right. So in other words, right, like they're taking it even to another level. That should be a crazy mind shift for you. Right. Like that should be a crazy mind shift for you, because, right, they're not just taking their existing products and services and newsletters, right, and looking for and developing and researching and examining, their prospects and their product and their competitors, right, looking for big ideas to market their existing products. They're also looking for ideas, right, that they know will do extraordinarily well, and then how to fulfill on those from a product development perspective. And ironically, many of their big winners came about in that order, by starting with the idea, an idea that, like, holy cow, the market would go crazy over this. And then how can we fulfill on it? Right? How can we fulfill on it? And sometimes they can't fulfill on it, right? Like, it's just, there's no way. It's just, right? Like, they don't have the content, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the expertise. Like, in turn, they can't deliver on the idea. Other times they can. And that's when they roll out a campaign, they roll out a new product, and boom, lightning strikes. And so just remember, at the root, right, is great ideas. Next, golden marketing lesson number 3 is that, and this is straightforward, and you've heard me say this before, and this is very different from what most marketers have been taught and what most marketers think, and that is that the idea and the offer in your marketing campaign are far, far more important than the actual copy, than the actual words that you use, right? So many marketers get caught up and hung up and delayed in launching their campaigns because they're trying to perfect their VSL script. And I see so many, for example, and I see so many marketers that are like, they're weeks into it, and they're weeks into it, and they're working on the first sentence of the third paragraph on the fourth page of their VSL script, right? And they're thinking that there's something about this sentence, there's something about this word, there's something about this phrase that's just off the mark. And they don't realize that that's so insignificant. I have never, listen to me, I have never, ever gone back and edited anything in the middle of a VSL script or a sales letter, unless I saw a huge drop off, like on our video stats, at a particular point in a video, like a sharp, like a precipice drop off. I have not, nor will I go back, because that's not what makes or breaks a campaign. You're not going to double your conversions or triple your conversions by changing the first sentence of the third paragraph on the fourth page. Trust me, right? I can assure you of that. But the idea behind your marketing campaign certainly can. The offer certainly can, right? I can tell you, right? And I talked about this in the E5 Camp Masterclass, that I can assure you that you can change one part of the offer, one part, not even the deliverables, not the product, not even the price, right? Not even the bonuses or premiums, right? Not even the guarantee, but you just change the terms, right, of the offer. The terms, meaning you go from a hard offer to a soft offer. A hard offer being pay $100 right now, and if you don't love it, then you can get your money back, to a soft offer, pay nothing now, use it for the next month, and then only if you love it, pay the $100. Just changing the offer with nothing else can radically change your conversions, can double, triple your conversions. Forget for a second what it would do to refunds like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what it can do for your conversion rate. But changing the middle of your body, the body copy itself isn't what, like, the actual copy, right? And that's why you didn't see me spend an excessive amount of time in the E5 Camp Masterclass covering copywriting, because if you get the idea right and you open up with an emotionally charged lead, and you put the marketing argument in place that establishes the belief that they need, right, the thesis, and you present a sin offer, a superior, irresistible, no-brainer offer, you're good, right? See, a great, let me say this in this context with this lesson, a great offer, an unbelievable offer, an offer that is harder to say no to than it is to say yes to, can overcome weak copy. But great copy will never overcome a weak plain vanilla offer. And I'll tell you that, and this is another lesson, but I'm just going to touch on it really quick right now anyway, and then we'll shorten it when I get to it, that this is one of those things that the overwhelming majority of marketers, they either don't know or they know it, but it goes in one ear and out the other. And what I mean by that is that they do not invest enough time focusing on how to put together a killer offer. They put together an offer. They think about, well, here, I'm going to sell my product. I'm going to include a couple bonuses. I'm going to do a 30-day money back guarantee, and here's the price. And that's how they think about it. And there's nothing special about that. It doesn't make the prospect go, whoa, that is an unbelievably lopsided offer, lopsided in my favor. That's an incredible deal that, like, there's no risk for me. It doesn't make them say any of those things. And that's ultimately what it is that we are after when we're putting together the offer, right? And you heard me say at the very beginning, during the introductory training for the E5 Camp Masterclass, right, that in order of importance, it's list offer copy. Right? List offer copy, meaning it's the people that you're talking to, right? Like, you're talking to the right people. And then the next most important thing is the offer, right? Then it's the copy. And so you've got to really recognize, right, the things that like that is one of those things. The idea and the offer can make or break your campaign. And there is very little else that we could say the same about. Next, Golden marketing lesson number 4. This one we've really, by this point, arguably beaten to the ground, and you'll always hear me beat this one into the ground and champion this. If there was one lesson that I would say forever changed my trajectory as an entrepreneur and a marketer, I would really have to say it's this. It is learning how to put together big marketing ideas, learning the necessity, learning all about like that. You've got to have this intellectually interesting component. You got to have something that is new to the prospect. You got to have something that is fresh to the prospect. You got to have something unique. You got to tell the story, so to speak, that nobody else is telling about what is kind of top of the mind to prospects. You've got to have something that is truly emotionally compelling, right? Meaning there's got to be a big, bold, audacious, true and believable promise of transformation, of result, of change, of improvement, of benefit. And of course, it's got to be powered by a unique mechanism. When you've got that kind of idea, man, magic begins to happen. And so we've spent an excessive amount of time already at this point going over the value of the big marketing idea and how you develop it and how you've got to put in the time to find it. And many of you on the weekly coaching calls have heard me talk about this. That's where research comes in. That's where the examination comes in. And if you were given 4 weeks to put together a marketing campaign, 2 of those weeks should be allocated towards the examination, to dig and dig and dig to find the ideas, the nuggets, right? The what you're going to build your campaign around.
There you go. Just 4 golden marketing lessons that have literally changed everything about how Todd does marketing, everything about how he sets up his campaigns, and everything that's allowed him, and not only him, like he mentioned, the billion-dollar behemoth Agora Financial and their sub-companies to scale like crazy as well because of just those 4 lessons. And like I mentioned, there are 4 lessons of a whopping 25, and I'm going to be sharing in a couple of moments how you can get your hands on all of those 25 lessons, and it won't cost you a penny. How cool is that? Or a cent, wherever you are in the world, right? So I have to do a quick check just to make sure we are okay, and then I will see. Okay, so we have to keep things a little bit hush-hush for the minute, because our huge announcement hasn't gone live yet. Hopefully it'll be going live in the next couple of hours. If you're not in the MFA Nation group, make sure you jump over to that MFA Nation group right now. I'm going to stick the link into the comments because we're going to be releasing a brand new, huge, humongous announcement in there shortly later on today. Hopefully not too long. I'm itching to get it out as soon as possible, but we have to let a couple of the stars align first before we pull the trigger and release our big announcement that I am super. I think I'm the most excited by anybody else to get this going because I know how much of an impact it's going to have on so many people. It's unbelievable. So David's like, give it to me now. So essentially, there's 2 buckets that people will fall into now. So as people are watching here now, there are 2 buckets, and there was a couple of questions which I'll cover in a second. And what we're going to be doing, just quickly to let you know, obviously, developing a big marketing idea is no mean feat. It's not an easy thing to do, and there's a lot of components that go into it. But it can be that game changer that you need in your business, right? We understand that. It's like Todd's poured his life work into it, and the guys over at Agora Financial and the guys that really get it, they pour so much time into the big marketing idea side of their business, more so than anything else, because it can just give you that lopsided advantage. In fact, I've been working on some big marketing ideas for our own internal stuff as well, and it's not easy. There is a process to go through, but once you get that winner, you have that winner, and you can just rock it all the way to the bank. So next week, what I'm going to be doing, just to give you a little bit of snippet for next week's show, and make sure that you get this, you can click on get the reminders or get notifications and click the bell and all that cool stuff, is next week I'm going to be diving into and going through some examples of big ideas and some where Todd is giving a breakdown on why the good idea was good, or why the big idea was good, and what made it good, and different components of the big idea, and so on and so forth. So we're going to be covering that in next week's show. So if you're a little bit unsure of the big idea or a little bit unsure about how to go about building it out, we'll be covering that next week's show anyway. So for now, if you want to, there was a couple of questions first. There was a question from Tomic on where's a good place to find affiliates. Well, first of all, affiliates can be very useful for your business, but like Todd mentioned, if you're solely relying on affiliates, you don't have a business, you have a promotion, and you should be first and foremost be looking to get out there and be looking to be able to control your own destiny with things like paid traffic. So you can go out there and you can afford to spend to acquire a customer, to acquire a client, and afford to then ascend that client or customer up in your back end offers. And essentially, if you're relying on affiliates the whole time, while they can be useful, they're very unpredictable, and it's not a model that's sustainable unless you have pockets and unless you have the resources to go out there to manage your affiliates, manage your partners on an ongoing basis. It can be very, very tricky. Not that it can't be done, and not that it isn't a viable method to generate, income in kind of one-stop shots once a year, twice a year if you're doing a big launch. So we wouldn't recommend the affiliate model. We recommend going out and being in control of your own destiny and being controlled by being able to control paid traffic to acquire customers and clients on demand. So there was another question here that just came in from Andre Colares. Where's it gone? It's from Nick Graff. Will the E5 Masterclass ever get updated? I mean, the E5 Masterclass doesn't need to be updated. I mean, it's evergreen. It's we do have the Masterclass itself, as well as one of the most comprehensive training programs available in actually building out a front-end acquisition campaign. In terms of updating it, what we do have now is our E5 Acquisition Accelerator, is where you actually get to work alongside Todd, get Todd's personal help over 8 to 10 weeks in actually building out your campaign. So if there's any components you're unsure of, or if there's any components that you want to maybe attach to things like what a media that's working right now, you can get Todd's help and get Todd's feedback in building out your campaign there. If that's something that you're interested in, you can certainly book an E5 strategy session by heading over to learnfromtodd.com. Just mention when you're filling out your application that you're a current E5 Masterclass student, and we'll be able to point you in the right direction and actually help you out a little bit more, because you're probably a little bit more aware of the E5 process and everything else. So now, like I mentioned, I want to let you know how you can get your hands on the full 25 golden marketing lessons from Todd. So first of all, people here that are watching right now, so there's people watching the live stream, some people, you're probably going to fall into two buckets. The first bucket is people that are already members of the E5 Acquisition Accelerator. I know we have David here, and we might have a couple of more people here as well. And secondly, we have people that are maybe new to us, maybe new to Todd, maybe new to MFA, maybe bought one of our offer bundle courses or a borrowed book, or maybe opted in for a lead magnet, maybe our 71% upsell or something like that. And you're not too sure, you've kind of putting your feelers out there, and you haven't really, you're kind of dipping your toe in the water in terms of what we can offer you. So out of those two buckets, anybody who's already an E5 Acquisition Accelerator member, for you to get the 25 golden marketing lessons, all you need to do is just send me an email on John and I'm sticking it into the comments here, john@marketingautomation.com. Just let me know, and actually I'll put it up here. Bear with me. There we go. Anyone who's already an E5 Acquisition Accelerator, or already been through it and would like to get access to the 25 golden marketing lessons that Todd has learned over the past 2 decades, all you have to do is just simply send me an email to john@marketingfunnelautomation.com. Let me know, and I will send you a direct link with access to the training. Now, if you're in the second bucket who is not part of the E5 Acquisition Accelerator, has not gone through any of our programs in the past, all you simply have to do to get access to the full 25 golden marketing lessons is to essentially schedule a strategy session with one of our E5 strategists. So it's a shameless bribe to get you to hop on a call with one of our strategists so they can actually walk you through what you need to do to scale your business. This isn't a sales call. This isn't a hard pitch or nothing like that. We're essentially going to be hopping on, looking at where you are in terms of what you're looking to achieve with your business, what your industry is, what your niche is, what your offer, where you are currently in terms of your revenue and everything else, and then where you actually want to get to. Because where you are doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters, but what's more important is where you want to get to. And then we're going to help you build a bridge to get you from point A to point B. Now, that bridge is going to be different for everybody. I mean, some bridges are going to be a lot shorter. Some bridges might be a little bit longer. But essentially, we're going to be building you a bridge and mapping out how you can actually take where you are now and start to put the things into place, put the measures into place, put the type of processes and systems that you need into place so you can get to that point B. And again, point A doesn't really matter. It's point B that really matters. So if you would like to get the full 25 golden marketing lessons that Todd has learned over the last 2 decades, and if you like the first 4, wait until you hear and see the next 21. All you simply have to do is just go to learnfromtodd.com, book a call with one of our E5 strategists, and then after you've booked and scheduled your call, simply send me an email in the same email, john@marketingfunnelautomation.com. Let me know that you've scheduled. I'll do a quick double check to make sure that you have scheduled. And once I know that you've scheduled, I will just go in and I will release the access to the 25 golden marketing lessons, and I'll give you a link straight away that you can watch it and go through it. It will blow your mind. I mean, the lessons, this isn't just something hodgepodge put together in a couple of minutes. This is Todd distilling the last 2 decades of his life's work in direct response marketing. And it's so valuable, and it's going to be so transformational in terms of so many aha moments, and even just in terms of if you just need a little bit of a kick up the, excuse my French, a kick up the arse to get that motivation going, because sometimes our motivation can dwindle, or even if you're just looking for the aha moments, just for those little nuggets, those little bits of tidbits of information that can give you that bit of a spark that you can go on to do things, go on to take the actions you need to do to make the impact that you want to make. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can go over to learnfromtodd.com. Now, we do have a huge announcement coming, like I mentioned, and I'm just double checking things here in the group, and I see a couple of people have requested to join. So, this is something that Todd has wanted to do for a long time, and it's something I've been pushing to do since I joined MFA, and we've decided to come together and to get it done and to get it, I don't want to give away anything, but everything will be revealed in the MFA Nation group later on. For now, what I want to do is I just want to thank you for joining the group. I was hoping that the announcement will be coming shortly. Hopefully, it'll be coming in the next couple of hours. But stay tuned. It's going to be huge. It's going to be super exciting. And anybody that's already part of E5 or already part of anything that we do, don't worry. It's all good. You're going to love it. And it's going to be extremely valuable for absolutely everybody involved. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you enjoyed the live stream, please let me know. But let me know in the comments. And hit like, hit share, give us all the love and all that kind of cool stuff. And then hit get notifications for next week, where we're going to be diving into some big idea examples. And I'm so excited for what's coming. So from me, from Todd, from everybody else at MFA Nation, thank you so much for watching us. And if you would like our help in actually scaling your business and helping you acquire clients, customers, and profits every single day like clockwork, well then head over to learnfromtodd.com, book an E5 strategy session with one of our experts. They'll walk you through, like I said, how to build that bridge to go from point A to point B, no matter what your point A is now. As long as you have a business, as long as you have an offer you want to scale or an offer you want to release, we can help you out. That being said, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you on next week's show. I'll also be in the group a little bit later on when that announcement goes live to see how everybody is responding and see everybody's reaction. But for now, I'll speak to you soon.
Yes, we teach marketing, but what we really do is change lives. That's the business we're really in. We just happen to do it through marketing education.
like, you know, people ask me all the time, they say, well, why don't you just go out and sell some widget, man? Like, and look, I can. There's no doubt. But what excites me more is to know that I get the good fortune. I'm blessed to just be able to give to other people what it is that I've learned and watch their lives change. Right? We communicate with real people every day with real dreams, real families, real fears, real needs. Or when somebody posts a picture online of something that they just bought their spouse, a MacBook Pro, or even cars, or we see somebody that is moving into a new home, or maybe their first home that they've never owned before. And I just know, man, that we're changing lives. There's just something, man, about seeing other people soar that juices me up.